Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about some things I wish I had focused on, paid attention to when I first started to get into makeup. I've been doing this channel for a while now. I do come out with videos every week, so be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. But a lot has changed since I first started my channel. I've grown up a lot, and there's some things that I wish I could have looked at differently or done differently when I first started getting into makeup. Some stuff that might have smoothed the process a little bit. Number one, invest in your skincare. It is so important. I feel like now especially, makeup is becoming more and more popular with younger women. And I didn't get into makeup till the last year of college. So I was already in my 20s and I was getting into makeup to kind of be able to make myself look a little bit more presentable and more mature in order to go into interviews and what have you. Back then I thought my skin was looking great, doing great. But then as you age, you start getting lines, you start getting texture, you start getting wrinkles, and you don't really think about that. Maybe more so people do now because it's more talked about and more on the beauty community how important skincare is, but focus on your skincare before diving into makeup because your makeup is only going to look as good as your skin does. And I know that's repeated time and time again, but truly, honestly, invest in your skincare. I know it's not as exciting sometimes, but I wish I had focused more on skincare towards the beginning. My next tip is about beauty tools. Try a bunch of different brands, different sizes, different types of makeup brushes. You may watch a couple videos and see brushes that work really well for other people putting makeup on, but then you go and you buy that brush and it just doesn't work for you. Tools are really important, but they're not one size fits all. Again, they aren't as exciting sometimes as going and getting that new palette, but once you understand what tools work best for your eye shape, your face shape, it's gonna make actually putting the makeup on a lot easier. I have countless brushes at this point, and I always recommend BH Cosmetics for beginner makeup brushes. I still use these whenever I put makeup on. I wouldn't even consider them beginner. I think they're great for everybody. They're great artist packages, great, what am I trying to say? There's great kits with brushes from BH Cosmetics. I'll link them down below. I have had this set, this purple set, if you guys have been watching me since the beginning. This might have been, I know it was one of my first makeup brush sets, and having a variety of different types of brushes just made it so much easier. So get a nice kit with different sizes, different types of brushes. Some brands are going to work differently than others. They're going to last differently than others. I also really like the Sephora Pro brushes. They're really great quality. They last. This one's one of my favorites. It's the Pro Highlight brush. I use this when I'm using powder highlighter. So if you can splurge a little bit and get Sephora Pro brushes, I'd recommend those a lot as well, but you're not going to really be able to get as many as you could with BH Cosmetics. Plus, they're super pretty. You also use some of the cheaper brand Morphe brushes. Also a great way to start because they are inexpensive. They may not last as long, but while you're in that trial and error period of figuring out what brushes and tools work best for you, if you don't have the budget to get a bigger set, go and get some little cheap e.l.f., Morphe, Wet n Wild. All those brands have great starter brushes. Don't get caught up in the brand names when it comes to the brushes. Find what works for you. Number 3, start with the basics. You do not need everything. I felt like when I first started getting into makeup, I was so excited about foundation, concealer, eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, like all of those things. Once I saw someone on YouTube or in a magazine, I don't even know if people look at that anymore, but if I saw something on someone, I was like, that is what I need. It looks good on them. I need that specific product. You don't need that specific product. It took me so long to understand that concept, but you don't need everything. Start with some basics. There's tons of videos out there of starting your basic makeup kits, and even those you can pare down and get just very, very basic items. Starting with kind of one thing at a time just makes it an easier process. process. It's way easier said than done, that you don't need everything. Believe me, I have so many products, but focus on a good base, focus on a neutral palette if that's what you like. Start there and build. And it's easy to build quickly once you start. So keep that in mind. Watch what you need, figure out your techniques, and then build upon that. I know that's so boring and like lame advice, but it's helpful. I wish I had pared down a little bit more towards the beginning just because it was a lot of product. Finally, my fourth tip is it's not always going to look good. Even if you replicate to a T what you see online or on your phone, it's not always going to look good. It's great when it does, but it doesn't always. It can be so frustrating when, especially you're first starting to learn and you buy all of the things, the same exact things that you see people use, same brushes, same product, and it doesn't come out right. You are gonna have a different technique. Your skin's gonna be different. It's not always gonna look good, and that's okay. I remember just times where I'd be so frustrated because I'd be following along and doing things, being like, why is this not looking good on me when it looks so good on this other person? Remember that makeup is fun. It is for art. It's for enjoyment. That can get lost if you get too caught up in the logistics of how things end up looking at the end. Enjoy the experience and just learn from it and try new things. I wasn't going to include this one, but I'll say this will be a number 5. You don't always have to wear makeup once you start wearing it. I remember for a while I didn't want to go out in public without doing my eyebrows after I started filling in my eyebrows because it's like, oh my gosh, I look so much better when I fill in my eyebrows. I don't want to go out without having filled in my eyebrows at least a little bit, and now I'm just like, whatever. I go out without makeup on all the time. That's more of a me thing, but if you do start to feel like you need to have makeup on, you don't. I know this was kind of a weird video, more of me just talking about my experience starting with makeup. Maybe it was entertaining to you, maybe it wasn't. Let me know what you wish you had known when you first started wow. When you first started getting into makeup. What advice did you wish you had, or you had but you didn't listen to? I'd love to hear it. Let me know. And until next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone.